Thank you very much, Sudhir, for giving me the opportunity to pay my tributes to Rohini in the presence of her family members. I was of a much younger generation than the people who just spoke before me. I knew Rohini first when I was an undergraduate student who visiting TIFR Mumbai, and I was working with Prabir Roy actually, and Sunil Mukhi was also a kind of a mentor, and Rohini would be coming often because she was in Mumbai, and she. So my interactions with them itself, that liveliness made a deep impression on me, and for me, especially Sunil, Rohini, the kind of contributions they were making to the particle physics community. People mentioned their CRC schools, other things. It left a very a deep impression that it set a kind of a high standard for service to the community, and in a way that inspired me to when later also to when I took on a faculty member position and everything, to try to contribute, seeing the example that that she had set. So in that sense, I feel for our generation, she was really a role model for how to contribute, not only as a scientist, but in the particular context of India, to sort of create excellence, to do outreach, to communicate science. That, I think, was one of the really remarkable features. At ICTS, she organized several programs. I had the pleasure to interact with her over several such events. She did a Copy with Curiosity on Steven Weinberg, and that was also very well received. And several particle physics programs. The last one was about 2 years ago, a little more than 2 years ago, when she put together this very innovative program on quantum sensors. So we had to work quite a lot to make sure that many of the speakers from CERN and other places could come, despite various visa issues and everything. And you could see her energy in making sure the conference was a very high quality one, and it really was one of the very good conferences, good meetings we had at ICTS. And even last year, I hadn't realized how ill she was, but even then she had written a message to me whether I could give a talk again in Goa to a school, and she said, a friend of mine, where he was this thing. But then afterwards I realized that even in the midst of her illness, she was still trying to help so many smaller institutions. Anyway, I don't want to take very much more of the time. I really wanted to just say how much of a presence she has been in my life, and an example, and we will of course all miss her. And I still remember walking down some of the streets here in IISc when ICTS used to be here. You would see Rohini come down the street, and she would be beaming, and it kind of lit up your day. So I'll certainly miss that. Thank you very much.